center camera.
Okay, I'm Melissa Robinette, Director of Public Relations for District 5 Schools. I'm joined here by our Superintendent, Dr. Scott Turner, and our Director of Public Safety, Ryan Cothran. As you guys have been made aware, we early this morning received word from the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office that they had received a report from one of our high school students at Byrnes High School that he had received some threats from a person on Facebook that he had been conversing with. The Sheriff's Office sent deputies out last evening when they first were contacted by this student. Those deputies took an interview or talked to the student and then took multiple screenshots, which you all have been given, of those threats. Then shortly after we were made aware of this, we obviously discussed this as administrators, and earlier today, as soon as we had enough information, we made an all call to all parents in District 5 schools, not just those at Byrnes High School, to make our parents aware of this situation and let them know what's going on. And as far as additional questions beyond that of what we're doing, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Turner. So I will just, so if y'all have questions, direct those to him.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to say a comment or if it's open for questions right now.
Well, I'll just reiterate a couple of things that we put in the press release. We will this weekend, we have security with our football team. That was a question we received. Our team is playing in Charlotte this evening. We do have 2 school resource officers with them at that game. We will also have extra patrols on our campuses this weekend, and they will be doing random sweeps of the campus to make sure that it is secure and safe over the weekend. We're taking it very seriously. As you've seen by the post, they're very vulgar and vile and threaten Jewish and Muslim students at our school, which we take very seriously. We want everyone to feel safe on our campuses, but we also wanted to ensure that all of our parents and community were aware of the threats that we had received. So at that time, with that, I'll take your questions.
Will there be, because I believe the individual who is posting all of these threats, he said to be aware of school on this coming Tuesday. Obviously it's a Labor Day holiday right now, so Tuesday is probably the biggest concern. Will there be increased security within the high school on that day?
Yes, we're going to have extra law enforcement on all 4 schools here at this site: Byrnes Freshman Academy, Duncan Elementary, and Beach Springs Intermediate. But we also plan to have officers at our other schools. We have 12 sites, 12 schools in our district, so we will have officers at every school in District 5, but particularly extra officers at the 4 schools that are located right here in this vicinity.
The individual who's posting these threats, do we know if he is a student, if he's local to the area?
We've done a search and cannot find his name in any school records, that he has any affiliation with Byrnes High School or School District 5. We've had conflicting reports. As you saw in his post, he says he's in Lawrence. But his Facebook account says that he's in South Dakota. So I think Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office is trying to pin down his location right now, and we're working with them as they carry on the investigation to find out his location. But we are taking it very seriously.
How alarming was it to see some of the language used in these threats?
I was very alarmed when I saw the post and how vile some of the language was and how direct the threats were, and not only against our students but families of our students. And in today's culture, the discourse that is going on and what's happened in our own country and in other countries, we're taking it very seriously.
If students were to hear similar threats, what's the protocol for?
They should notify any adult on campus. It could be a teacher, it could be a guidance counselor, it could be an administrator, it could be a resource officer, anyone they feel comfortable communicating with. We can maintain their confidentiality, but if they do know information, they should feel free to come forward and let us know that information, and we will forward that to the law enforcement authorities and let them follow up with it.
And I do want to comment, and you can talk to this, but we are very grateful that this student did the right thing. He did exactly what we tell students to do when things like this happen.
Right, this student contacted law enforcement himself. So as you read those posts, you see he told the other guy in the post, "I'm going to call the police," which he did. And we're grateful for that, or we would not have known about it.
What, I guess, just for their parents in the area, obviously Tuesday's the next school day, I guess, what do you say to parents who say, well, I'm scared to take my kid to school, or things along those lines? I guess, how are you reassuring safety around the area?
Well, I mean, safety and security is something we work on year round, every year. And so we have security measures in place. We don't disclose all those security measures. It could be cameras, it could be secure entrances, whatever they are, but they're all in place, but it all will be heightened on all of next week with increased law enforcement on campus and off campus. But we have things at our disposal that we don't disclose to the public for our staff and our students' security, and we want to reassure our staff members as well that they will be safe. So that is something we will continue to work on throughout the weekend, on Sunday and Monday, to look at every campus to make sure everything has been tightened up, and we will talk about it as a group, as a team, and we will also be communicating with our parents. If parents are aware of something and want to get that information to us, feel free to email us or call us and let us know, and we will look into it. But we want to, for full disclosure, we gave you all everything we had. We wanted it all out in the media. We wanted to share it with the community because we're taking it seriously, and we wanted people to feel comfortable. If they see or hear anything like that, they need to let us know.
As far as working with the sheriff's office, I guess, you guys said that you were taking the threat very seriously, but I guess how long will you continue to work with the sheriff's office in order to combat the issue, I guess? I've already asked that we have extra security on campus throughout all of next week. We're hoping that the sheriff's department will be able to track this individual down and bring it to a conclusion, but we will stay on the heightened alert as long as we need to until this person is found.
Is the district seeing more of these types of incidents because of social media?
In the past few years, we've had more. We had that discussion today that social media now allows people to say things and put it out for the community or consumption for the general public. But we take it seriously. We cannot afford to in today's environment. So no matter where they are or where we can't take it lightly. We always take it seriously.
Any special thing you're asking parents and students to be prepared for next week?
Just that they will be prepared when they drive up, when they see extra law enforcement, they understand why they're there, that they're there for their protection. And if they see or hear anything that they think is out of the ordinary, that they need to let someone know.
Anything else you want to add that we're not asking you that you feel important to let the general public know about?
I just think it's important for people to monitor social media, and again, to monitor what your children and your young people are doing on social media. And if you have young people or students on social media, they need to feel comfortable talking to their parents or another adult somewhere. If they see something like this, they need to take it seriously, and don't think that it's just a joke, that someone's rant on social media, that nothing can happen from it. That's the last thing we want. We want them to take it seriously. We want them to report it to us or law enforcement like this student did, so that we can follow up on it, because this is a crime, and we want to make sure that he's prosecuted.
Anybody else have anything?
Anything else, Costa?
I think that was great.
Anything else you want to add?
I think you covered it all.
Nathan? All right.
All righty. Thank you so
So
much.
just, be watching, I guess, stay in touch with the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office. They are taking the lead on this, so as far as the criminal part of it. It's difficult, as Dr. Turner alluded to, in terms of, and Ryan can allude to this too, it's not as easy with the fact that this guy says he's in South Dakota and that he's claiming that he's in Lawrence. It's not as easy to track these folks down, so it's taken them some time, but they luckily have their avenues and they're working on it. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Shayla from Fox Carolina. We just finished up a press conference. We're getting a lot of comments as to what happened today. So I just want to take a moment to sum everything up on this Labor Day weekend here. We are in now currently Duncan, Spartan County District 5, where there was a press conference held about a individual making threats to Byrnes High School, saying threats against Jewish people, against Muslims, just some very vulgar comments that have been arising on social media. Now, a student from Byrnes High School, which is just across the street here, actually filed a police report reporting this incident, saying that there were threats being made against the high school. Now the school is involved. We just, like I said, got away from that press conference, and the school is taking this very seriously. They are increasing patrol throughout the games throughout the week, throughout the school throughout the next couple of weeks, and the sheriff's office, the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office, is working very hard to try and track down this individual, but the school district just said it's very hard to pinpoint this individual because he is behind a computer and it is through social media. So again, they are taking these threats seriously, and we're continuing to monitor this. I will have the full report as to what is going on the 10 o'clock news on Fox Carolina, so be sure to tune in then.